Greetings and welcome to episode 63 of my Empire Total War Darth mod Russia campaign, and it's been a very long time since we've been back here, my friends, within the Russia campaign, and I think it's finally time we actually start to move back into this campaign. We've had a lot of other campaigns coming out of the woodwork, as it were, and really taking precedent, but now we're going to step back into the Russian campaign. There's been a request for it, a call for it to come back. Indeed, my friends, I have also wanted to bring this back here. I've been thinking in the back of my mind, I must get that Russian campaign going again, and really have been enjoying it. And you know, as I was saying, alas, with sort of real life behind the scenes and also with other campaigns coming forward, has dropped back a little bit here, but we're going to bring it back with full force here, my friends. And talking of full force, we took Esfahan here in Persia here, and it absolutely was a brutal battle. It really was. It was an absolute vicious battle, as you can tell by the casualties here, particularly this army here. Look at this army here. It's been absolutely mauled here, and indeed the army that is captured, Esfahan itself, is not too badly beaten here at all. It does have a few losses, particularly this regiment here is down to 42 men from 225, as you can see. Quite the battle here, but the fire support here was absolutely pivotal in this fight. It really did allow us to sort of throw back those Persian counterattacks and the mass of Persian forces there. But we do have a brand spanking new Persian army here, still located here in this region, so we are rushing this army here in position to try and reinforce as quickly as we possibly can, because these are armies, as I was saying before. Look at this army here. It has been thrashed within an inch of its life here, so we've got to be very careful that we don't take the city and then lose it because we're going to be overrun. They have plenty of forces they can throw in at us here, although some of them are quite a distance off, but they do have these forces here which are abundant here. Now, the decision was made by the council that we move in here and indeed take Esfahan. Delay no longer, you said, Malan. We haven't done that, my friends. We moved in as quickly as we possibly can. We are at war also here with the Mughal Empire. Now, they've decided to send in potential backup here for the Persians. You know, there's a very strong chance that the Mughals are indeed allies with Persia, and indeed they are. So it looks like they're going to be sending forces in here to try and help the Persians out here. As you can see, they've got complete control nigh on here of India. They've got these two British redoubts here of Cuttack and Calcutta, and indeed Mysore, it's still an independent state here. So again, but we do have here the Ceylon, which is still under rebel held territory, the Kandi rebels. So they don't have full control of India yet, but there's still a formidable power here within this region. And of course, because we have the regions of Lahore here and Kabul in Afghanistan as well, sort of locked together here. We've also Naroon here and Zeherdan here, or Baluchistan as it is here, also joined together. They can send forces to and from each other. We have to be careful here we don't overstep the mark in terms of pushing ourselves too far. We don't want to get these units trapped here. Of course, we've got Baghdad, which is our nearest sort of port here, which can really sort of aid these forces here. As you can see, the distances travelling between the major cities now is getting very far indeed. As you can see, just Persia itself is vast. It is absolutely massive. So it's hundreds, possibly thousands of miles between Persia and the next town, as is it Baluchistan here. But up here is where the next battle is going to really commence. As you can see, they've already launched an attack into our territory, proper here in Armenia. Not with a very powerful force, probably a force we can actually deal with. We do have this army group thankfully moving in here to intercept these forces. As you can see, they've also bringing in another very sort of melee heavy army here as well. But we have ourselves brought in massive amounts of troops, all of our troops, every single army we have at our disposal here, pouring in from Moscow, from the Crimea, from Kiev, even in sort of the Urals here, and Bashkira and Tataria. We're also moving an army group down here along the coast of the Black Sea here and the Don. We're going to try and intercept this force here, hopefully aiming for the port of Batumi here with this force. But look at that. It is an absolute magnificent army group. Oh, look at this. Even containing here the great Tsar cannon here, 64 pounders, an absolute brute here. We don't have many generals here at all named, so there's plenty of spaces available and promotions to be made if the council would like to be part of that. Look at these armies. I mean, look at the experience of this army in itself. Absolutely phenomenal. But this is going to be one heck of a battle, because the Persians are quite clearly going to stand and fight, and they do have massive numbers here. And we do hold Chechnya as well with a very, very strong force, but they have moved into Debent here with their own forces. This is going to be a real humdinger of a battle, and I think we've still got 9,000. We've got 10,000 coming in here. We've got 9,000 still in the bank here, so we might start to increase our another army here, just to make sure we got everything secure. Let's begin that here, especially in Baghdad, and we're waiting for the city here to be. There's quite clearly going to be a rebellion. Now the upper classes, as it were, they're angry with us, but higher class, they're not too bad, but the lower class absolutely miffed. We've even exempted the region from tax. As you can see here, if we hadn't done that, we get 6,325. We've exempted them from tax here, hoping to bring them in line as quickly as possible. We've almost got that here. The clamour for reform is being pushed against by the lower class. I think we do need to we are also at war with Venice, which does have a huge amount of forces here. Now most of them are being hit here by, I think they're suffering from quite a few desertions here from their armies. We've also moved in a very powerful army group plus an additional army as well. Look at this. Oh, look at that. If that doesn't bring a tear to your eye, nothing will. Look at that. Absolutely, we've got a wonderful fighting force here. We've got another force here as well moving into position, so we'll actually do that. So we've got almost 2 army groups here ready to move into Venice. We will be moving into Venice. We've got a massive amount of defensive forces. As you can see, Prussia is an absolute titan. I mean, look at this. It is just gigantic. It probably equals our ability to produce troops, both economically and militarily. We do have trade here with Great Britain at the moment, 51,000. That is massive. Denmark as well. Spain has been cut off for some reason, but we are allied with Spain. We are not allied with Britain. We are allied though also with Sweden up here, which is good to see. That sort of protects this flank here. Look at how many forces Sweden's got here. They've got a huge amount of forces, Sweden, and the armies at their disposal are, again, formidable. We're not quite sure. They're at war with Persia, Knights of St. John and Venice, so they might come to aid us, but we're not going to rely on anybody else apart from ourselves. We do have St. Petersburg here well and truly under secure lock and key, because the port here of Kronstadt is vital, as you can see. That's what we've moved in a massive fleet here, probably one of the most powerful fleets we have, to guard the port of Kronstadt. That's how important it is. We've committed huge amounts of naval assets to this, and in fact we will actually move this here as well. We simply cannot and will not allow any enemy force to move in here and sort of cut off this. If they want this port, they're going to have to fight for it. Mind you, the Prussians can indeed match our naval power. As you can see, as I was saying, they can match us, the Prussians, and to underestimate them would possibly spell our doom if we're not careful. Now there's the problem. Spain is actually hitting Prussia here, I believe, or is it? Are they at war with Prussia? That's the key. Yes, they are at war with Prussia. So we're going to probably see a number of battles, possibly along the Spanish-French border here. Although Spain does have a formidable force. It's a shame that our money is getting through, but is it getting through to them? Indeed it is. So that's good to see. We are helping the Spanish, but surreptitiously, should we say, with money under the counter, and also technology as well. We're helping them forward. But as you can see, Persia here has attacked this port here, and that's why our money is cut off here. So hopefully they can open that port up again. But that's a pretty powerful navy. Not the greatest technology, not the greatest ships, but still. And talking of ships, do believe we have ships that are going to help keep the Persians away from attacking any of our coastlines along here. We've committed a huge amount of our forces to attacking, so we did actually prepare additional ships. Indeed we did. And we are going to continue to pour in more and more ships into this fleet here. It will become a very potent fleet indeed. Svetoyo Alexander. I'm going to apologise to any Russian pronunciations I may indeed not say correctly. I am prone, as many of you know. I think we'll get a recruiting admiral for this here. And I think else we can do. We've also committed all of our sort of Black Sea fleet here to guard and make sure that the Persians can't attack through the Black Sea and sort of open up here. They are raiding this here, but we don't want to get drawn into this fight here. We're going to sit here and just wait. Well, they can hit us here if they want, because not much trade is coming through this trade line. But hopefully we'll push them back and deal with this. If we can take Georgia, it'll pretty much crush this entire pocket of Persian resistance here. If we can crush this in here, Persian resistance will end. We are going to move these forces to intercept. I think we'll have this force here because of its mobility. Ah, look at that. So what we might do, we don't want to divide this army group. This army group must strike these at full pelt here. No, actually won't do that just yet, because they'll probably attack it again. But if they move and they divide themselves, we will crush them. I think that is all we can do at the moment here. I think our research is done. It is indeed. Oh, I think all of our research is done. Yes, it is. So these can actually be turned into... They could probably be turned into... Here. That could be probably turned into a school, into a proper economic driver. And what about Tehran? And there as well, Tehran, which has a modern university. We should do the same here. Of course, this is modern day Iran as well. Now, let us end the turn, my friends, and let's see what comes our way. Hope all of you, things have been very busy behind the scenes, my friends, and but hope all of you are doing well. That's more like it. Well done, Spain. Busy on that particular. What we need Prussia to be kept busy by the Spanish. Here, as you can see here in the hinterlands here of France, down here to check the borders here, because I know they've both been sending huge quantities of troops to the French-Spanish border, and of course Alexandria has now been converted into a full trade port. As many of you are saying, Alexandria was one, if not the largest trade port in the world at the time, and I had it as a naval port, so as you can possibly imagine, that's not probably the best move on my part. So I've taken the council's advice and moved and converted it into a full trade port. Our trade is buoyant at the moment. There is something I need to show the council very soon, once we find out what the rest of the nations are going to do, and that is the sheer magnitude of the British Empire. Now, we are a huge amount of trade with Britain. We want to keep it that way. We've got a lot of things to deal with first, namely the Persians. Formidable foe, the Persians. We mustn't underestimate how powerful the Persians are. A proud nation, sir. And they have expanded their empire massively here. Now there it is. Oh, but looks like they're going to try and move here and try and break this blockade. That's absolutely fine. If they want to do that, that's absolutely fine. But if they come for us, they will meet their doom. It looks like they're going to try and send... Oh, look at that. They've hit Sweden there. But this fight here in Georgia could be one of the largest fights we've ever faced in any campaign. I exaggerate not, my friends. We could be looking at possibly 15 to... No, that isn't. That is just a mind-boggling amount. I mean, that is 15,000 men against 3,000. We would be absolutely obliterated. So we're going to decline that attack there. Now that's swung more in our favour here, but again, still not where we want to be. We want to drag in all of these troops here. It's about making the decision of when you fight. This is a formidable foe. We mustn't underestimate it, especially the Hahidis here, who are incredible heavy cavalry units. They really are. We must pay due respect here to the Persians. Decline that attack as well. I know that many of you are thinking, well, Malak, they're trying to slip behind us here, so we might have to deal with this force. What do we have here that let's be able to match them? I believe so. We might have to take this fight so they don't slip behind us. They won't draw in any other units either, so I think we will actually take this fight. They do have Bashi musketeers, Quizil Bashi musketeers here. Not many cannon though, but we do have fire superiority here. Now ideally, we've got the Don Cossacks here. We've got the Zagreb camp, but isn't going to be involved in the fight, which is a little bit disconcerting. I think we'll leave the I think we'll take this fight. Let's take this fight, my friends. We need to not. We're trying to bottle the Persians in on there. We're trying to move that down here and seal off this pocket here in the Georgia. If we can sort of whittle down the Persians bit by bit, that's really going to be. Oh, look at that, sir! This really is an absolute joy to see here. It's an undulating terrain here. The medium-sized deployment zone, not too bad at all. Plenty of forestry we can probably hide up here, but again, the Persian deployment zone is massive. We could use this hill here as our sort of de facto defensive line here. I think we might do that. I know that many of the councils say, man, you don't really need to have these howitzers on a hill, but just purely as a sort of a place marker, I think we'll have quick lime straight away here. I look at that. Now, oh, look at that. We've got Guard Cheval here as well. A real formidable force. We don't have many of them in our armies here. They are very rare. I think we'll have the 134th Regiment of Foot here in the vanguard of the defence. Oh, look at that. 338 men. Thank you, sir. Gentlemen. Then I think we'll have the 137th on the right. Now this is going to be a pretty brutal fight. We'll probably be attacked immediately afterwards as well by another Persian force. I think they're going to try and batter their way out of the sort of containment. We've got these light horse as well, but we've got plenty of cavalry here at our disposal. We have the 132nd here on the left. (133rd) again on the left here, trying to keep a good distance between them, but also keeping them well within touch. 135th, not as experienced as the others, but again we've come to the limits of our deployment zone at the moment. These Streltsy here have proved their. We might even hide them in the trees here. Yes, sir. We might even hide them in the trees here to sort of really surprise any advance by the Persians. In the 19th, these are very brave fighters indeed. Very brave fighters. Look at that, hand to hand. So they're gonna barrel roll into some of these attackers here. Or you can intercept. So what have we got here? 128th. We might even put actually we'll probably just use cavalry to push out. What we are going to do is, gentlemen, go. Now whom else do we have on the outside here? Got the 126th Regiment here. Anybody else that's still on the outside of our defensive formation? Nope. Let's put the 126th Regiment here. Now, why are you at that angle? Thank you, gentlemen. the 125th on the extreme left here, and then what we will do is we'll put 125th here, actually here in a defensive, so we've got some reserves, and we'll also have the 126th here in reserve on the right flank. Look at that. I mean, look at that. What a fabulous unit there, sir. Now we do need to sort of saunter out against them here, a particular flank. We'll take 3 regiments. We've got the light horse hussars. They are a wonderful combat group. We'll have the Garde de Cheval, and we'll also have one of the we'll take the 6th horse cuirassiers. Let's just put these gentlemen here. They're going to strike this flank here. We'll try and keep some in reserve. We'll keep the 7th horse in reserve here, just in case. Actually, this is our general unit, so what we'll do, we don't have a general for this army, which is a little bit of a shame. We'll actually swap them out here for this particular regiment here, the 7th horse cuirassier. Let's try and keep some of these horse back in reserve, just in case. We'll keep the 4th back here as well. Let's really punch them hard on one particular flank. We'll put this regiment of horse here, the 11th as well with them. We're going to punch them hard here on the left flank. But I think we're set to go. Let's do this. Let's really take the fight here, the Persians. Look at that, they really have got a very extensive flank here on their right, our left. Ah, there they are, the heavy cavalry. This regiment here is an absolute formidable cavalry group. Steady, gentlemen, steady now. They've got no idea these are here. Lots of camel nomads, of course. Steady now. We've got to push them into battle here. Yes. What a force moving here on this left flank. I love these hussars. Look at the hussars here. Now, can we break this for the musketeers here? Push past, gentlemen, push past. Compliments to the chef, sir. to break this flank. That's steady now, steady. I wasn't expecting that. Tie them down. How bravely they, oh my goodness me, they gave him a real good sharp shock there. Don't give up. Not enough, sir. Put an end to this, lads. Gotta get down and dirty here. We have to get down and dirty here, sir. Yes, they've been shattered. Come on, lads, get them already. survive, sir. Oh, they've got, my goodness me, they've got hit pretty hard there. But we can reinforce this line a bit. Right, gentlemen. They've been shattered. What the... been a heck of a fight, yet even then they've still put up a brutal fight here. They won't be coming back in a hurry. What a fight we've given them, a sound thrashing here, sir. Got General Yu Ming Zi here. They never quite broke through here to our lines. They almost reached them. They almost reached our... We took casualties, we took a lot of casualties, but my word, we gave them a sound thrashing there. Yes, heroic victory. We took a beating there, my friends, but we took a real beating there, sir. They got 340 men left out of 5,000. Wow. Now, this is slightly imbalanced here. I don't think we'd be taking that, but again, they want to push out here. They're trying to push past us here. We shall decline that attack. Now, is this force raid? Oh, we got the Great Tsar cannon here. Now, we don't have many line infantry here. We do have a huge amount. Actually, they don't have any cavalry at all. We shall definitely see. We've got Lancers, which is Ural Cossacks. We've got Don Cossacks. We've got plenty of guns here. That means we're going to have to hold a very, very small line here. We've got plenty of cavalry. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 regiments here. Would that be enough to stand up against this? I don't think it would be. Decline that attack. Decline that attack as well. Decline that attack. They've moved behind us, but we can now intercept them. Ah. That's absolutely fine. looking to hold them in check here. That won't do you any good at all, sir. Ah. Excellent. Brilliant. We shall send this gentleman, I believe, down into here. That is, of course, what we knew would happen. Let's bring this force into here. Now Baghdad can take care of itself. As you can see, we've already put another force in here. We've got 20,000 here, 19,000. Excellent to see. We're just going to make the point here that they just, even though they may think they've got us on the back foot, I can assure you they don't. We're going to actually squeeze down here now and start moving these forces into position. We shall have this force here leading the way. Nope. Oh, you. Absolutely unbelievable. Sometimes you have to wonder. Demands. Oh, that is excellent to see. 10,000 here. But ideally we need to get that's up to full. Alexandria would probably be the much. This would be a far greater of import to us. Yes, it would indeed. Let's bring in 1,456 there for us. We are at full capacity here. Look at that force guarding there. That is a wonder, sir. Still got 17,000. I think what we'll do is look to increase this fleet here eventually. Aswan in Egypt is now at full. Plus one morale. Excellent. We don't need these units just launching around here. That's no good to us. Every unit needs to be doing something. We'll move into Venice here potentially. 4.5 though. It's not worth that. But we are hitting the Venetians very hard here. I think we'll begin preparations here for our move into Venice. It'll draw in a massive response here by the Venetians. They do have formidable forces. What we mustn't do is underestimate them by any means. But we have to take the fight to the Venetians. We have to bring this under our control. It will actually put us in direct contact with our allies here in Spain. Let's quickly check what's going on down the border here. My goodness me, the Prussians have just a vast army here. Absolutely massive. But it would put us within striking distance of moving through Austria here into Munich if we needed to with this force. It would actually give us a strategic advantage if we took Venice. I think what we will do is begin preparations for the advance into here. We'll actually move into Austria. Wonder if we can go them out here. Now we have reinforced. No point in investing in that just yet. What we do need to do though is probably invest in the New World. Now this is what I wanted to show you, my friends, is the sheer magnitude here of the British Empire. Now we can see here that Britain has, of course, the Isle of Great Britain here under its control here. Although they are for some reason starting to lose troops, which is slightly strange. Their navy isn't at what it would be normally. You'd think of the British here, but they do have some fabulous forces here, they really do. But look at the New World. Now we've got our sort of, shall we say, our fingerprints here, a footprint within the New World. We've got Dutch Guiana and French Guiana, probably two of the most lucrative regions in the entirety of South America. We've also got Trinidad and Tobago. We've got most of the Caribbean is under our control here. We do have a small fleet here, which is just sort of guarding these islands here, these triumvirates here of region. But look, we've also brought in a very powerful fleet here to do and defend our assets here. Now, we are going to start building and increasing our presence here in the New World. But just feast your eyes upon Britain here. They have most of the Caribbean and Jamaica and Bahamas. But look at this. Britain controls all of North America and Canada. The American Revolution did not take place, my friends. Or at least it hasn't yet. It might still take place, but my word, they will have a fight on their hands, the Americans, to really emerge from this. I mean, we are looking at a formidable British presence here. It really is. We have landed here to try and gain intelligence on what the British are doing here, but they really do have this. Well, continental America, continental United States is just sealed off here. They've even got all of Canada. They haven't got Agvatuk yet. We do have, of course, we are at war here with the Inuits. We did manage to take here this Newfoundland here, which would give us a stepping stone into North America and Canada if needs be, but our military presence here isn't as vast as we'd think. It is, shall we say, small in comparison to the British and indeed to the Spanish. Spanish, you can see, but Spain has been fighting a brutal war with the British, and the British have almost taken all of South America as well from the Spanish. Now we are allies with them. I think there might be a cut-off point. If we can see that Spain is going to be taken over completely, if we see that Caracas is going to fall, we might step in here and aid our Spanish allies against the British, but we'd have to improve our military presence here considerably before we even consider that. Now let us look. Well, they're trying to slip past the net here, this force. Now if we can really bit by bit take these forces apart, it really would aid us in our efforts. Now let's move this force in here. Not many guns. Excuse me, my friends. Not many guns here, but this one does have. Oh, look at that! And a puckle gun as well. So we might start maneuvering ourselves to here to try and put an end to this. We are slowly but surely hemming these in here. Why? Look at that! What an absolutely unbelievable. Going to require the gentleman to come back here. Actually, let's look at Moscow here to. That's well under control, Moscow here. Now let's put some more. Good grief, we can indeed recruit a vast number of troops here. What about our ability here? Cuirassiers. We've pretty much got everything we can possibly need here. Yes, I'd like to have some Streltsy, because they really have proven their worth, particularly in that last fight where they held up that advance by the Persians with great courage, sir. Now we are just going to knuckle down here and wait for these forces to be replenished. And I think this might be policy to actually continue recruiting here from Baghdad and sending them. We need some cannon. 24 pounders and 24 pound foot. think what we will do is we'll dismantle these universities. We have everything we need here. We should make them into economic assets. We've got Esfahan here. They haven't moved against us. I wonder what they're going to do here, the Mughals, but it looks like they're going to be sending all of their forces to try and possibly take back this here. We can't allow this force here to slip by. So I think what we will do is we are going to put an end to this once and for all. And let's test this out here. We've got 12,000 troops here effectively. What we didn't do though is we didn't repair and replenish this army here, which we must do. Quite clearly they're going to start pushing through here to try and get into the sort of the hinterlands here of Russia, which we can't allow. We must block any move here by the Persians to move into our lands, deep into our lands here. But my friends, I'm going to end this episode here. I hope you've enjoyed this new episode here of the Russian campaign, bringing it back after many months away, because we've been had many other campaigns in the works. Hope you've enjoyed it, my friends. As always, please keep your comments coming down below. The only reason the Russian Empire is where it is now is because of the Council's advice. The Council has always been exemplary, it really has, and in this particular campaign, should I say, that is even more apparent. It really is. You've been an absolute wonder. The Council has been absolutely fantastic. So again, please get your comments coming down below, my friends. You know, whatever you think, whatever your plans, no matter what they are, get them down there. Don't be shy. Don't be worried about putting, whatever you want. If you've never commented before, don't be shy to comment, my friends. Always get your comments down below. Everybody's input, everybody's advice, proposals, whatever it is always welcome. Will always be taken on board, I can promise you. But I'd like to thank you once again, my friends, for your wonderful support. I do apologise for the lack of videos of late. But as you can possibly hopefully understand, be very busy behind the scenes. But whatever you do, my friends, be safe, and I hope everything's going well for you all. But until next time, my friends, bye for now.